Hello everybody, this is Gregory with how I lost over 100 pounds and I've kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitance in your weight loss and maintenance. Today we're going to talk about the fundamental difference between weight loss and weight maintenance. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, How I Lost Over 100 Pounds in 30 plus years, also known as Naturopathic Earth. There's a lot of recipes and articles there. Check out my books, my podcast, The Awakened Man. And if you appreciate my content, please hit the like button, post a comment, and make a donation. Now, just so you know, I like to wear sweaters sometimes without a shirt. I'm not wearing a robe and I'm naked underneath. All right, so today we're going to talk about the fundamental difference between weight loss and weight maintenance. And I think it's important to do this episode kind of early on in the kind of inchoate, nascent period of this channel, because within a year there's going to be probably 500 episodes here. But I think for some people there needs to be a very strict dichotomy between what is the goal of weight loss and what is the goal of weight management. We know that a high percentage of people who lose a lot of weight gain it back. I've seen studies that go from anywhere from 80 to 90% who lose more than 50 pounds will gain it back sometime in their lifetime. Why is that? I think it goes back to the fundamental number one episode I did here. The first episode I did, you have to change your paradigm. The number one thing you must do to lose your weight. And it's to change your paradigm. A lot of people don't. They just crash diet and then eventually they go back to their bad vices, which a lot of them stem from childhood trauma. But either way, there is a dichotomy between the two. And it's a very simple dichotomy. And I think it's not like I'm giving just massive epiphany to you. It's very self-revelatory. Weight loss is all about limiting your calories or burning enough calories compared to the amount that you're normally supposed to do. So for example, there's always going to be outliers to this, but for example, average man is supposed to consume 2,600 calories a day. Again, that's dependent on height, activity, age, okay, blah, blah, blah. We know that. For weight loss, it's not rocket science here. If you're doing 1,000 calorie day diet, which I'm not recommending, by the way, but if you do that and you augment that with exercise, which is burning another, X amount, 500 calories, let's say, then you're essentially bringing in 500 calories a day. That will lead to weight loss. It will. Again, there's outliers, there's going to be metabolic things, but as a whole, you will lose weight if you're consuming less calories than your body needs. It's just basic 1 + 1 = 2. We know that there's 3,500 calories to a pound. So if you just skim off 500 calories a day for a week, you'll lose a pound. Now, a lot of people are like, that's too slow. Well, you play the long game here, which is important. That's 30 pounds a month. And if you need to lose 100 pounds, you can do that in 4 months, theoretically. Again, we're just looking at theoretical though. So that's 500 calories a day. What is that? If you have bad habits, that is 2 sodas. Right? That's a really sweet coffee. That is cake and all these things. So weight loss is about restricting the calories. And exercising. Again, you can lose weight without exercising, and exercising to kind of aid you in the restriction of calories. Okay, what's weight maintenance about? Weight maintenance is fundamentally different because look, and I reached this, and we'll talk about this in Reflections of a Weight Loss Warrior when I get there. It's not uncommon when you're losing weight, you get to what I guess the textbooks would say would be standard weight. I have issues with BMI, but let's just use BMI for an example. 6'2", I'm supposed to be 175, let's just say. You get to 175, but then you're petrified about gaining the weight back, and you like the way you look, you like the feedback, so you keep going. You keep going. You're at 170, you're at 165, you keep restricting calories, and next thing you know, you're too skinny and you look gone. That's not the goal for weight maintenance. And it's hard to make that transition for some people to go from weight loss to weight maintenance. And weight maintenance is a completely different paradigm. Weight maintenance is not about restricting your calories. Weight maintenance is about finding a natural balance, because you cannot be eating 1,000 calories the rest of your life. Now, we talk about how you must restrict your calories as you get older to live longer. You do have to make that adjustment. But let's say you're in your 20s and 30s and 40s, you have to go back to eating a normal diet, because you will break if you're doing a 1,000-calorie diet for the next 35 years. Yes, the desert monks did it back in the ancient times, or the early Christian monks, the Buddhist monks can do it too. But it's not feasible, especially in the world of food porn and all these temptations that we have. So with weight maintenance, you have to go back to a harmony where you're eating the amount of calories you're supposed to eat. And of course, you're implementing that with sound sleep, lowering your stress, making sure you're not taking medications that cause you to be fat, having good exercise habits and all these things, because you want to maintain the weight. You don't want to keep going down. Now, you ever watch the movies with the plane and the altimeter is going lower, you're about to crash? Because you can't crash, right? You can become anorexic and die like Karen Carpenter and have electrolyte problems and die. You don't want to drop your weight. You want to get to a weight and stay there. So if you keep calorie restricted, you're probably going to keep dropping more and more. So at that point, you got to level out and find that natural balance, which is good for you. And you need to stop calorie restricting. You need to eat the regular amount of calories that work for you. And no, 1,000 calories would not be it. And you need to get that balance. And that's the key. That's the key that I have for keeping the weight off for 30 years. Because like I've mentioned before in previous episodes, the weight loss isn't the hardest part. It's the weight maintenance that is the hardest part. And for you to achieve the weight maintenance, you got to change the paradigm, as I talked about in the first episode, and you got to find this harmony. And it might take years. It took me years to get this harmony while I was still doing calorie in, calorie out. But once you hit the harmony, then you're in the sweet spot, and chances are you'll never gain the weight back. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Please hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.